Ding dong. Are we ready, set and go? Let's see. Testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Let us see what's going on. Testing. That appears to be working. Right. All right. We're back. Back in action. Let's click on gameplay and flip, flop over to the game. And we have a new pop-up here because I last played before the latest update. And the latest update had some important changes to critters, giving them moods. And miserable mood stops reproduction, and happy makes them just normal. Pacus have had a number of bug fixes and changes, and flapping around in less tiles of 8 tiles of liquid. Less than 8 tiles of liquid. Okay. Easier to feed you to rebalance diet. I thought they changed the diet already anyway. But also, suit checkpoints now have an automation point, so their suits might not work. Okay. Well, it's been a long time since I've been here. So let's see what happens to this game. Well, oh dear. Things is happening. Do we have any sound? I don't think I've got any sound. This game doesn't create any noises whatsoever. Or is it that I've just got it turned down too quiet? Probably. Let's see. We made a lot of mess last time we were here, didn't we? This thing wasn't working, this volcano. But I don't think I've got any noises. We need some in-game noises, don't we? Haven't muted anything. Let's see what we've got here. Settings. Should be alright. Let's go to our game. Settings. Options. Audio. No, everything seems to be legit. It's maybe a false start. I may have to restart again. Here we go. I think I have got some sounds configured. Aha! Noises. I hear noises. Game noises. Oh, don't click that. I've just deleted all the resources. Anyway. Alright. That's what I wanted to check. Right, we were coming here to fix this tungsten volcano. But, yeah, I'm having other ideas at the moment. Tungsten volcano seems to be potentially running now. Before it re-explodes again, unless I've just loaded in the wrong save. Oh look, there's missiles from heaven here. I think I need to turn the game sounds up in my ears, because I can't hear a darn thing. Okay. Options, audio. Let's turn the audio up a bit louder. Hopefully that's not too loud. So, this thing here, mini-pod. What have we got in the mini-pod? Anything exciting? Bit of plastic. We'll have that. Right, so what I left it at last time was, when I went to the star map, see all these little bits of stuff going everywhere. That's brilliant. Right, instead of you going there, you're not going there anymore. you've got to go to there. But I don't think she's got enough. No. Come here. I don't want you going there. She's got one more second and she'll move one tile closer. So we might as well bring her back to Lavini. Yeah. Change destination. And go there. Trip distance 3. We've got 11 tiles we could travel. So could we actually make it? There. Don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, we possibly could. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yes, that would be brilliant. We could just go straight there. Yeah, let's click on Space Station L, which is resident Ellie. She probably doesn't have much in the way of food and stuff on board, but we'll see. Right, she can carry on moving now. She's going to spin around a little. She's a bit confused. In flight to empty space. Well, there's an interplanetary payload there. There's also flying around. What's that got inside of it? Bog jelly. Going to be turned into... we go to Grosselin. It will just land here, be automatically opened, dropped in and fed to the tree, which will produce lovely liquid resin. So what we want to do though, we don't want Fragilia, but we're going to take a peek. There's our machine running automatically, as it was. If I was to redo it, I'd probably have given it more space up the side here. That would have been a good idea. Move it all over to the left by one tile. But yeah, it's running. All of these iron volcanoes are running, and that is powering the system. And we're coming over here. Click on this thing. Yes, I'm ready for a meteor shower. Who cares if we get meteor showers, huh? Look at that. Beams of light. And we may or may not have set this up correctly. I don't really know. We're now getting meteor showers coming in. Oh god, it's damaging everything. Everything's getting wrecked. These are supposed to automatically close, but they don't really bother. Do you know what? At this point in the game, I don't mind. They should be closed. Never mind, I don't know why they didn't. I must have changed something about how the scanners work. Because they were supposed to return. There's a nice amount of liquid nuclear waste in here, which is charging all of this system up, which has now been destroyed. So, yeah, I don't know why that happened, but it was set up a very long time ago before I last finished. So let's go back to the star map and see if it's open. It is open now. There we go. Temple Terrace is now open, and Ellie is hello Ellie, having some lunch? Do you know what's about to happen to you, Ellie, when you finally get there? So this episode has been a little while in the making. Ellie's final adventure in space. What actually happened was I broke my microphone, my lovely Blue Yeti. I know some people don't like them, but I loved my Blue Yeti. It was the first mic I ever bought, and I liked all the functions on it. I liked using it. It made me feel like a real streamer. And the USB port on it got quite loose, and I tried to fix it. I followed a YouTube tutorial to take the microphone apart and tighten the USB connector and put it all back together, which I did, and it seemed all good, but then it got loose again. So I opened it up again, tried doing it again, and broke the USB port. I ordered a brand new USB connector for it, the correct one. I did a bit of research, found out which one was the right one, ordered it. That took a couple of weeks to come from China. And I ordered a small soldering iron kit to see if I could fix it. And I removed the old USB, but I couldn't get the pins out of the circuit board. So I couldn't put the new USB in until I'd removed the old one. And that meant I couldn't stream, I had no microphone. And I have since bought this one, which is a Deity mic, which I really like. I like the feel of it, I like the look of it. It's very solid construction, and the main thing for me, just like the Blue Yeti, is it has a mute button on the mic, directly on it, which I used frequently, so I didn't want a microphone that didn't have one. So we are now going to pop back to Lavini and have a little look around. This was our rocket section, all automated. We used the signal counters to load the fuel and the water. We modified this system, which was supposed to be, it turned into like the steam of the water just dripping so hot that the steam could actually take the heat, pump it into space. We used all this magma to run this machine, lovely petroleum boiler based on Francis John's design, but slightly modified by me with these doors. The doors just open and close. This top one just opens and closes every, what was it, every 10 seconds or so? Yeah, 9 seconds it spends 1 second open. The rest of it is set on automation. When this requests a bit more hot magma, it will send a signal through up here, through this little pulse generator, which then, if I click on the effect automation overlay, will send a little pulse, which opens that door just for whatever is set on here, which is like, what is set on that one? I forget. 0.6 seconds in this case. That opens. That's just enough to drop a bit of magma in, and then the doors open and close on that very hot magma, spiking the temperature of the door. That pushes a lot of heat through, which constantly turns this 8 kilos of crude into petrol, which backflows back, preheating the crude oil coming in the tube, in the pipe. So by the time it gets to here, it's already nearly 400 degrees anyway. All it needs is a little push to push it over the edge and turn it into petrol. Petrol is bigger in volume than the crude, so it pushes its way back out, flows back, and gets pumped out. And we pump it into this container of petrol that we built, which has got a carbon dioxide geyser stuck in the bottom. This was the original iron volcano we tamed. It dumps its goodness into here, which gets cooled, and then swept out automatically and sent to the relevant location. I'm not going to follow the... yeah, there's a mountain of conveyor rails here, which some of it just gets dumped off here to be reached from inside the base by the duplicates. And let's check. Are any of these broken? I don't think so. I don't think we had any automation running through here. No. Yeah, they've got automation ports now. But we didn't have any automation wire running through there, so it didn't really matter to us. And we've also ended up with grubs in various places that they shouldn't be. And look at that fish tank. My gosh, that did it went a little wrong. It wasn't working exactly as intended. These doors were never working right. It was supposed to be that when this door is open, the fish can baby fish can drop into this big tank. And when that door is closed, this door is open, they'll drop in here and become parent breeders. That's to make even more fish. I mean, we got a lot of fish. It's not that it wasn't working at all, but it never worked correctly. They're also supposed to come in here and pick out the fish, take it into these rooms and drop it into the relevant area. And that system didn't work. Fair enough. This system worked absolutely perfectly. If there's a duplicate in here, the door would shut, so nobody could bring them any more, whatever we were using, enriched uranium. And if the door was open, then it would only open when they left to go and get some more. That stops duplicates constantly feeding them and then constantly just running it 24/7 and never stopping. So if there was research to be done, the duplicate was in here, the door would lock. They could still get out because this door is set to out only. That worked perfectly. That was one of the systems that worked great. We've also got the 4 Pacu ranches, an aluminium volcano that we tamed. This thing that we never really finished. I was getting on with this. It never happened. This system worked absolutely fantastically. I enjoyed this. One of the earlier things that I built in this world. Well, just adjust the mic and getting used to this one. We have Fred and we have George over here, and they just erupted and pulled their magma straight down here to this spike. We ran out of diamond while trying to make the spike originally, but all this was magma, and we've solidified it all by drawing all the heat out of it. And yet we've still got 6 steam turbines running at basically maximum. They're running at 809 actually, they're not running at max, which is fine by me because I didn't want to overheat it. And we just ran this system up here to cook and cool. We never did fire up this leaky oil fisher. We have got another leaky oil fisher system, which was here. And what we do with that, or what we did with it, it didn't always work, was make this hot enough to cook these guys, poke shells. When you got an extra poke shell, it would get put in here. It would get put here, and he would walk up and down on this double door, on this bunker door, I mean. And the top door will shut every now and again, and the bottom door will open, and he will fall in. And you can't just put him directly into the hot liquid because the critter drop-off will be underwater and it won't work. Let's check the star map and see how far Ellie's got. She's got 5.7 cycles to go. Oh, there's a nice meteor shower going over here. No meteor showers forecasted, but there's meteor showers now. Look at it. Absolutely hammered. Oh my, the nuclear waste has escaped. Oh wow, that's going to be good. And it's also smashed in the glass to get in here. It's totally destroyed this one. But we got what we needed from here. It was automatically sending all the iron back. All the iron from these iron volcanoes was getting put in here, all automatically and fired back. But we don't need it with where Ellie's going. We don't need it. So let's go back to the star map. What other planets did we went to? We went to. Oh yes, that's right. We had the polluted water. This is where the sulfur, liquid sulfur, was. So I wanted a system that would drop it in, similar to the other one, cool it down, and then send it back, all automatically. I think we got it. It's not really cooling it down, but we could have put it through here, put it through this water, and cooled it down. But we run it through up here, and by the time it comes back down and gets actually sent away, hopefully it's a reasonable temperature and not 73 degrees. This is 4 degrees here, so yeah, I think it's pretty good. And we used the, for a while, we used the wrecked satellite that gives off quite a lot of, not germs, we don't want germs. Alright, that's exosuits. Right, there we go. 1,929 rads there. So we use that to power our interplanetary launcher to send all the bog jelly back that we create here. We create the bog jelly, we send it back, and it gets fed to the tree all automatically. We go to the star map, we get fired out of here and go to Grossel and get fed to the tree. Wonderful, all automatic. We did come to Toasty actually very early on. We came here. We landed and we had to rebuild our platform a little bit lower down. Put one of these mini pods here and we just dug straight down the side, pricking the magma in as we went, and we just got a little bit of niobium. That's all you need. Because once you've got some niobium, you can practically make as much as you want. That was the original trailblazer. I think he's there. There he is. There's the guy. Poor old rover. We left him behind. So we're just taking a little look round. Petroleum boiler that we made. There's all our liquid crude. Lovely bedrooms, but I think they've modified them now. I'm not entirely sure. I remember in episode 1 bricking up this, or episode 2 or 3, bricking up because the cool steam vent was letting heat into our base. And now it's bricked in its own little system. We've still got some pockets of very hot material that we could have dug out. And I was considering joining this volcano into this system, which would mean breaking up all the way up here and making this part of the vacuum area. So this would all be vacuumed out. So just a channel. It wouldn't need much space. Just a channel to drip magma down here. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to go through that space. You'd have to go round at that point. But over on H, we've got idleness. Because our little duplicate we left here got nothing to do. Have you, Liam? Poor Liam. It was Liam's job to grow this thimble reed and then send it back automatically, but yeah, that's got no power now, this pump. I think that might be how we did it on this one. Oh, we never connected it. Yeah, one of my things was suppress. One of the mods. So you can suppress these symbols, so sometimes some of the machines weren't suppressed properly. And we built the toilet up into here just so that they had a loo that they could use without us having to plumb in a proper toilet. And it's all held back with Visco gel. And what else did we have? We had Sandera. We never landed on Sandera, unfortunately. And Space Station L is where our Ellie is. And Ellie has basically done all of these, apart from Lavini. And was inhabited by the others for a while, and we sent a couple of people over. That's the one where you get across by the teleporter and back by the teleporter. So we called the place out, did what we wanted to do. We grew a few bees to get some. What have they got in them? Look, they've got 7.2 kilos in that one. What have you got? None? No, you're not a... no, there you are. 1,800 grams. Yeah, there we go. 3,816 kilos in that one. I haven't even started on these. 2,854 and 3,336. So, yeah. H, what's wrong with your power use, H? We shouldn't be needing any power. And this is just running constantly, producing. And the hydrogen gets pumped into here. The oxygen gets pushed into this room, so it only pumps more in as Liam breathes it in, breathes the oxygen in, so the pressure goes down. It'll be run by this atmo sensor. It goes below 1900, and this will automatically just pump some more oxygen in the room. I never have to worry about it. You do need a carbon skimmer here, though, like Liam found out. But Liam does have a party line. Go and chat to people on it, but it doesn't seem to want to. Oh, Liam's getting a mask on and going to do something. I don't know what. Something growing that you need to harvest? Yeah, probably. I didn't bother with proper suits here. Liam's just wearing a mask. There we go, look at that. And that gets swept up automatically. And goes off on its merry way to get sent back to the main planet. And we also made it sort of drop a few off in here. So we've always got some to repair our own Atmos suits, and the rest will get sent off back to the main planet. All of that just to grow what? 6 plants? No, 7 plants. But we did have to come here anyway because we come down to dig this stuff out. Whatever it was called, the graphite. Yeah, we needed the graphite. There's also a saltwater geyser here that we could have tapped into, but I wanted to keep it all pure water, so we didn't bother. We did lose a couple of fish into here. We also should put this pump as low down as it can go, probably right down here, to make sure you've got the potential to pump the entire planet out. Still got one interplanetary payload that we never reached. But I don't think we're ever going to reach it now because Ellie is on her way to the temporal tear, which we have opened. So poor old Fragilia is getting absolutely hammered now. Look at this place. I don't know how frequent the storms are, but they've smashed to bits all of this stuff. Look at it, the liquid in here. This is all broken now. Oh well. It's probably going to smash through these pipes eventually. And it will cause a right mess. Oh dear. Glad we've opened the tear. These doors were supposed to have closed. This should have been scanning. And then when it saw that that was open, it should have shut these doors. And the only space would have been here, so it still would have smashed this lot up. This should have actually closed and protected all of this. I'm surprised it didn't. But we've had enough. We've got enough iron. You can never have enough iron in this game. But yeah, and all of our... Go to the liquid one. Yeah, this is all backed up now, see? Because it can't drop off into here anymore because that's been opened. Oh well. That is going to eventually cause a big problem. Yeah, here comes some more meteors. Boom! Following from space. Look at that. Just chunks of rare meteors. As soon as you activate the temple tip, following from space. That we're supposed to be prepared. I don't think we're prepared enough. No, I really don't. I thought it was all set up and ready to shut those doors, but it didn't. No, I'm not going to worry about it at this point. We did eventually set these signal counters up to count how many times this door triggered to open and close to drop more magma in. And in 2,398 cycles, it's opened 2,350 times, which probably is about right for, you know, by the time we got it built. Which I think was a success. Print. Print it out for me. What do we get? Racing pants. Yes. Anything else? No. Sausage. Not a sausage. Yeah. This was a failed attempt at making a coolant system. So as the petrol came out, it would get cooled here, or it flowed away and went into storage. But unfortunately, that system did not work. That'll be something we'll revisit at a later date. Try to figure out why. Now, I also don't understand why the mission control system didn't really do anything. If I click on that, we don't get any kind of bonus for our rocket speed, which we should have done. We should have had a bonus. No bonus for us. Check inside. Ellie is going to bed. Don't blame me, Ellie. Just have a sleep. Popped eardrums. Well, yeah, it would be pretty poppy in here because it's yeah, 216 kilos of oxygen in here. The way that was working was because yeah, so you can see the carbon dioxide bubble. When it meets this oxygen in this bottle, if it goes to this tile, it gets deleted. Let's see. Oh, it's going down. And every time it does that, this lets out some more oxygen. Eventually, over time, it becomes incredibly overpressurized. Majorly overpressurized. So, we will go back to the star map a minute. How long have you got? 4.3 cycles to go. And you'll be in the temporal tear. I don't think we... Did we ever go there? That's the gassy moo planet. We never went there, no. And also, I believe there was... The map moves through incredibly slowly. I don't want to mess it up. There's an exploded gas giant. Russell's teapot. We never claimed that. Demolished rocket. But I think the one I actually wanted was way over in this direction, if I remember right. The gilded asteroid field. You can find the gilded asteroid field fairly earlier on. You've got a source of fullerene and refined carbon, regolith, gold, sedimentary rock. Send a rocket there, you can get fullerene fairly early on. But the problem is they usually deliberately make it just out of reach of a petrol rocket to force you to get up to better rockets. So that means you won't be in the early game when you get the chance to get it. But if you're lucky enough to get a map where you can actually get to it, then that's something you can fully take advantage of. But this system worked quite well with these space scanners. They would shut this area of doors. These doors would open and close automatically for the rockets, and I was testing out these robo miners because that wasn't in the game when I started this playthrough. But robo miners can now shoot through open bunker doors. They had to add that because it just wasn't working otherwise. You couldn't do anything. So this system was just a radiation lamp to then power for this, rather than, I mean, I could have easily set up an, you know, you can have your now where was it we set it up? Can't remember. Earlier. No, this is where we got all our uranium from. Well, we get it from the enriched uranium from the bees actually. But where was it? It wasn't Toasty. It was H, wasn't it? H, the water planet. No, it's not H. It's not Sandera. It's... Let's try Gresselin. No, Gresselin was powered by the tungsten volcano and these two hydrogen vents. It's Frigilia I'm thinking of. So yeah, we could easily just put one of these research reactors on every single planetary, but where's the fun in that? So, we didn't bother. That would be silly. And this one just goes down in power. I prefer that though. I prefer them to just run under what they're capable of. If they're running at maximum, then any extra power that they maybe would have generated will be lost as heat. And you've then got to delete when it comes out where the steam turbine is. There was an error with one of them, but reloading the game seems to have fixed it, so I'm not going to complain. But I think this is all going to get smashed to hell anyway with fullerene chunks from space are going to just bust everything to pieces. Poor old Drecos. Ah. So yeah, we got the 2 volcanoes there. We also came in here and called this section out. That took a while. Remember doing that. Made up our oil well. And this poor chlorine vent has been pumping hard, but it still can't even fill these few tiles. It's 8 tiles and it still can't fill them. It just emits such a tiny amount of chlorine. It's been going for decades, that thing. This system actually ran surprisingly well. Correct, just brute force and ignorance. There's a volcano, it erupts, you fill the room with a lot of water, so it turns to steam and runs these turbines, and the output just gets shunted around on rails constantly until it reaches what temperature? That's the temperature of the water, we want the temperature here. Comes in here, goes up to there, gets checked, and if it's the correct temperature it's allowed to flow through here. And when it finally reaches the cold enough temperature to be allowed out, which is 35 degrees, it comes in at like 1300 and eventually leaves at, well, that's leaving at 9 degrees. Perfect. Can't complain at that. 9 degree igneous rock machine, and it gives you power. So you've got food for the critters constantly coming from this volcano. I don't think we ever balanced the food correctly though, because we've got more critters than we should have for the amount of igneous rock that this produces. Obviously, if we wanted to actually work out how much a critter eats and work out how much this produces. And then you could have a balance and know how many critters. But we had to bust back in here and change everything to thermium. That one's still steel, that's still steel. We bust back in and we changed the aquatuna, conveyor loader and the sweeper into thermium. And that's still steel, yeah. I don't think the vents actually melt or anything. Hot. But these things did, they all broke, so we had to bust back in. As well as we had batch of crude still here. Yeah, this thing's worked pretty well. I'm pleased with how well that's worked, because what you want to do is have a balance between how much this produces and how quickly you can cool it down and shunt it out. So if I was going to redesign this, I'd probably have like double the amount of steam turbines. I'd have 2, 2, and then 2, and you'd have 6 of all. Virginia's meteor showers again. Well done, we know it, we don't care. Drink. Yeah, so I'd have double the amount of steam turbines for this one volcano. Yeah, there's 2, 4 and 6. I'm having like that in a row, up and down. Possibly even 3, 6, 9, I don't know. And get a lot more power out of it, and that way you can cool the material down a bit faster because you've got that much more cooling power from all the turbines, and then run that power, whatever, use what the power does, just free power at that point, and yeah, you're paying for an aquatuna, but the power you'd be getting out would be way more than the aquatuna would cost. But it's actually sort of like more to do with seeing if it was actually possible. Could you just strap it directly onto the volcano and not have a load of like complicated stuff around? If you had thermium, could you do it? And yes, you can. Absolutely you can. So, I like the bedrooms. Bedrooms I thought were quite nice. There's old Sweepy with his drink on his head. We got the whatever that thing was, the critter collar and the toolbox. It was from the other guy. Oh, Camille's having a float. And a wind tunnel. And the problem with the wind tunnels, it always makes the pressures go weird, so we end up putting these 2 pumps above it, sending the air back down again. Now, some of it gets joined onto that line. Most of it goes down. Gets sent up here, right up into here, and gets turned into gold. Well, it's used to gold to turn into oxalite, should I say. This was one of the earliest projects we made on here. This battery box. I remember cutting this out and there was ice and all sorts of stuff in the way. But what we did was we put it around these 2 entropy thermo nullifiers, and we tried to see if we could monitor. Find the right button to click. If we could monitor the amount of hydrogen being fed in so that we could turn it off and on. So if you keep that down to 10 grams coming in, then there's nothing in the pipe for it to use. But it is like, it has managed to store up 447.3 grams. So it would still go on for a little while. The idea was we would have like a temperature sensor outside, and if it got too hot, it would turn that off and turn off the entropy thermo nullifier. Whereas if you've got 10 kilogram packets in the pipe, you can't turn it off. It's just going to get really, really, really cold very quickly. But setting that to 5 degrees and this one to the same just seems to have worked really well. And we just run this pipe through it. I don't think I ever stopped it from running. It's kind of not necessary anymore. It hasn't been necessary for a very long time. But yeah, we ran it around and pulled some stuff down with it. Ran it through here. But to be honest, water is, or liquid at any rate, is a much better coolant than using gas. Liquid can store so much more temperature than gas. 1 kilo of liquid and 1 kilo of gas, there's just no comparison. But it has worked very nicely. The gas coming in is at 33 degrees, the gas coming out is at 16.9, so yeah, it's definitely worked. And this also, running up the back here and across the top, 21 degree oxygen. Perfect. And it also keeps the batteries a nice 19 degrees. 24 in the middle, 16 at the top, 12 at the bottom. There we go. That was that hairy fella's home. That is actually a storage box for 250 tons. It's a huge container. This system worked very well. I believe they nicknamed it the Hydra. So we go on to which view do we want? Not that one. That one. No, not even that one really. We'll go to gas. That's better. There we go. Look at that. Every single tile has got 13,000, nearly 14,000 kilos of oxygen in it, and we're using pretty much all. Well, we were using all the pumps. Oh, there we go. This we've not even bothered using. We've ended up with 7,500 kilos per tile hydrogen. All you do is put one liquid on the bottom, we put crude oil, and a different liquid on the top, salt water. You only put a tiny, tiny, tiny amount, so the machine thinks it can flow. all the hydrogen gets automatically shunted to the side where you put the hydrogen. All the oxygen will get shunted to the side you put the oxygen, and it comes out this tile. I know it looks graphically like it comes out here, but it actually comes out this tile here. So if it's only oxygen this side, that's the only place it can put the oxygen. You can put it there. And this is the only place the hydrogen can go, so it shoves it that side. So you don't need any separation system or anything. It just does it, as long as you don't run it dry. Which is where you can put sensors in to make sure you never run it dry. We can't actually remove as much as these produce, so it's never going to run dry. Well, that worked. That was a nice system. This system was a failure. Totally didn't work. These guys were supposed to get groomed and be happy, and then the eggs would drop here and get swept into there. And any babies would get moved out because they get angry if there's babies, if there's eggs in the room. So the eggs get dropped in here. And they were never ever really happy enough to continue laying eggs. Eggs would get the spare pope shells when they grew up would get put here, where they can walk out here and get trapped by their head. And the bottom gets open, dropping them in the crude oil. I didn't know you could do that. That's what you can do. They can walk up and down on here, and this door will shut on their head. Because you can't put the critter droppers directly in the crude flooded building. You can do it this way. So if they're trapped by their head, and the bottom door fully opens, they'll suddenly realise, like a cartoon character, that they're not actually on an off floor. They'll drop in. And then they'll get cooked and automatically swept out. Sent to the relevant location. I'm not going to trace all the... Yeah, that's a mess. Spaghetti junction. But it gets dropped down here where it gets turned into materials we can use. And there is a windswept... Oh, we just missed Stinky going for a... Yeah, there's no food in any of these. Look at this. This is all empty. These guys are going to be starving. But, yeah, I think we just have way too much. There's food getting automatically dispensed from the volcano. Just isn't enough. There just isn't enough of it. As soon as it's put in there, they eat it. Ravenous creatures, these stone hatches. We should cut down to just 2 ranches. Get rid of this one and just have these 2. And then that volcano over here. Whoa, mind my pen and scan. This volcano would probably be able to support the 2 ranches. But it was more of an experiment. I never expected it to work. And it actually kind of did. Which, yeah. I was more surprised. I'll press something. There we go. It's coming out at 10 degrees. So from 1,300 whatever, gets cooled all the way down to 10 degrees before it's sent out to be fed to the critters. I just don't think it produces enough to run full ranches. All it is. And it gets automatically distributed when it gets here. It gets sent into the middle here where 50% go... Oh, hang on. Yeah. Comes in here where it gets sent down here. And the rest of it, 50% gets sent down to these 2. Where it gets dropped down. It's dropped on a tile that duplicates cannot reach, so they can't mess around with it and steal your food. Once it's dropped down here, the sweeper will put it in the relevant container. I did have a box just here, storage bin, just so that if we wanted any to build with, we could just set that to igneous rock and have it put somewhere. We use it way too much. And this was our food system that worked absolutely fantastically. Put one of these in so I could see how many eggs. Count the eggs. How many eggs? Can't count 7. 17 of the rolls in there. 17 rolls. There's another egg there ready. They don't care if there's loads of them in the room and they're gonna die of starvation. And let's not watch that. Right. This was also a successful little venture, I believe. Yeah, still going now. There's 19 tons of slime left. We put it all up there where the dupes can't reach it. And the sweepers can reach it. They can reach that tile. So can this one. And they can reach all the dust caps. We pumped in full of carbon dioxide so that this can't off-gas, although it did manage to somehow. When that tile of polluted moves over it off-gases a bit more, which it really shouldn't have been able to. But somehow it did. I'm not complaining. As long as it stays up there, it's not going to cause a problem. This is all carbon dioxide and it's very strong, so that we put a little drop of liquid there. Happens to be naphtha because that's all I had at the time. But that means the dupes can come in and harvest these. I think I let them back in. Yes, we did. We let them back in. So they can come in and harvest these if they can be bothered, if they want to. Someone might come and harvest it at some point. Who knows? No, they're still coming in and out. They're doing things. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing things. So let's go back out to our star map and see how far Ellie's got to go. 2.4 cycles. There's a chlorine cloud there. Well, here comes a little gift from space. Igneous rock and phosphorite. And it's on its way to us. Igneous rock and phosphorite. Nice. Just want to check out where that's coming from. That's coming from Grosselin. Ah. I didn't know Grosselin was sending that. I remember what we did. Oh yeah, okay. So anything that gets put up in here will get sent back home. If you want to send it to different planetoids, then you kind of need multiple of these. And I wasn't prepared to put multiples in. So we just did it that way, which worked really well. The tree is having a whale of a time. He's got his friend in there with him. When his friend dies, he always lays one egg, so he's always got a new friend. But the bog jelly from earlier just gets dropped in here and fed to the tree. And the tree makes all this delicious, beautiful, ooh, frozen in time and space. Let's have a drink. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I don't like that. That's not good, is it? Oxygen not included, not responding. Yeah. That's not what you want to see, is it? Well, it might have crashed. Who knows? Ellie will fly on her way. Oh no, it's done something. It's caught back up. I stopped this from running because there was problems with this volcano, but upon reloading it seems to have I don't know if I've reloaded a different save. I didn't. I just kept on, continuing playing. This wasn't working. This was all exploded and it was a terrible state of affairs. Or did we fix it last episode? Who knows? I can't remember. I don't think we came in here. We were changing our direction. This worked fairly well. A little bit of petroleum in here, and that means that we can have this gas highly pressurized so that we never waste any of the gas from the vents. This just gets pumped straight out into this room. That means that this whole place just runs on the power of the tungsten volcano. These two hydrogen generators. And these two hydrogen generators can run forever. Because the amount they use compared to the amount these produce means that they can run ad infinitum, never stop, if we needed that much power. But we ran out of slime in here, so these poor sweetles have got nothing to do. We'll have a fungal spore. This thing's dripping out tons of resin. But it never ends up coming down here. This is going to erupt soon. I don't know, is that set to run? Oh, I think I snipped it off. Yeah, so it's not actually connected anymore. This thing practically exploded in the last episode. So if this is on, this would be saying it's hot enough to send some more. Send a green signal if it's above, say, 150 then, yeah. 156, it'll still be green. I could connect it and let it send some down. But my main thing was this. Changing this so it doesn't go off as frequently. Basically, that's how we were. If it's got power, then this thing will just trigger when it sends some. So it would have sent a pulse just then, which is 15 kilos. Let's change that to 10. 10 kilos, and we'll trigger it. This one, don't I? Yes, I do. Connect that. So that is now active. It's powered. So if we go to this, we can see there's a green signal. Limit's been reached. We can reset the timer, which will allow it to pulse and send a small amount of resin. It usually sends more than that, even though I've cut it down 10. It usually sends the wrong amount. It's not that accurate. That means this resin can come down here and drip into here, and it should be hot enough to flash that. See it drip up this left hand side. Cool, there it is. There's a bit of ISO resin. It gets popped into there. Immediately sent out to cool down. Yeah, lovely. It gets to flow along. Well, there is a bit of resin in here. This thing picks up the tungsten, puts it in there. That will also get cycled around automatically. No difficulty. That tungsten will cycle around until it gets the relevant temperature where it gets sent out here, and it will get sent up to be sent automatically back home. That's the way I would change this if I was going to redesign it. I wouldn't have it coming over to this tile. I would have it coming here and just round, so that it never touches this tile, because this can be very, very, very hard material. If that touches where the resin, just at the moment the resin drips in, sometimes it actually doesn't have a very good effect. Flash that to the next state of resin. Don't even know. It's naphtha, yeah. So I can flash it into naphtha, which is a pain in the ass, as you may imagine. But yeah, 1.7 cycles to go. I believe we've unlocked something. Rent it out. Let's see what we got. Strawberry speckle. Oh, nice. Some drywall. I like it. I want some strawberry speckle. Is it strawberry spackle or strawberry speckle? I had never heard of spackle. We don't call it that in England. Last time I heard of spackle, I was like, what? The heck is spackle? It sounded like something from a kid's story, you know? Little red spackle hood. This worked really well. The cool salt geyser drips into here. We also tapped into this one and just made that one drip into here as well from there. And then that just sends it up into these tanks. And we used this desalinator to desalinate it and drip it into here. We are slowly using this up, and there's a lot of fish in there, so we really want to keep it full if we can. But that never happened, did it? Does actually seem to be going down with it. This is the sort of overstocking computers area, so every now and again you come here and murderize them. And also this room here. This room is a waste of time. Stinky will spend his life in this room, I swear. Let's have a good murderage before we go, shall we? Stinky. Stop rounding him up and just murder him, will you? That was just a place which tacked onto the end of this room just to make sure this room never ran out of critters. And it does mean that this room gets overrun, and every now and again you just have to come in and have a bit of a murder fest. When the duplicants come back, they should help poor old Stinky out. Stinky, let's go and do something else. Probably go straight back in there. This is the only job that really needs doing. Everything else is done. Oh, he's gone back in to shoot. The nails have been shoot. I did add a sweeper to take the meat. I did see a supply of meat. Let's go back to the star map. Watch a bit of Ellie. 1.5 cycles, Ellie. You're nearly there. You are nearly there. Ellie's adventures in space. Through the interior of this rocket. Hello, Ellie. You having a munch, are we? You got some food? Yeah, you got some grub. Eating berry sludge because it doesn't rot in space, so we don't even need to power this thing. It's just berry sludge. Good quality, +8 morale. Exceptionally long shelf life. But I think they've changed that as well. They've made dried food or something added to the game. She's been driving, so that means she should be close to moving another tile. One more tile closer. There's so many broken buildings now. Oh yeah, red bolts. See, oh my god, yeah, there's loads of stuff broken. Never mind, eh? I think this was one of my favourite places to actually do, because we just dug straight down and dug in and got the graphite that we wanted. And it took a long time with just Ellie doing it, so if I was going to do it again, I'd probably send 2 or 3 dupes. And also the rocket. The Napmaster bed is just awesome. SS Napmaster. So, yeah, we'll just do that. We should have sent someone here who's a loner trait person, you know. Liam hasn't got the loner trait. I'll go to bio. Duplicate, Screamish, interior decorator, vomiter, productive. Got a dining table and a bed. A snazzy suit. Yeah. If you send someone who's a loner, they actually get a morale bonus for being there on their own. That would have been nice. Rosalind, once we finished, didn't actually need a duplicate here. It's all automated. We did put in the wall toilet and the little bedroom facilities, but they really don't need it. It's all totally automatic. Although this did break and I'm very confused as to why it's not broken anymore. Maybe I went back an episode or something to see what happened, and then when I went to replay the game now, it was reloaded in a very old save. That's a strong possibility. Yeah, the meteors have been smashing through here and causing pressure in here. This was the little cooling area. This is where all the iron that's produced from all 4 these iron volcanoes. There's one down here. All 4 of those get dropped in here, and then that gets swept up. It's supposed to be swept up and put in there, but it's not going to be. Mainly because all of this is broken, and this nuclear waste is backing up, which is very worrying, because this is probably going to go a bit peak-tongue. Yes, it's going to go wrong. This is going to overflow into here. It's already doing something to this one. Water in here, so yeah, I can see this place exploding. But Ellie's not coming back anymore. She's had enough. She's going on a new voyage to a new life, a new place, somewhere else, somewhere new. Gonna go find her feet in other land. When she gets there, that is. In 1.1 cycles. So I'm sorry this episode took quite a long time in the making to arrive. Mainly because I broke the microphone. But also I should have had a brand new computer and I could feel the game slowing down. And I was intending, or the intention was to buy a new computer by now and have a much better ability to produce these streams, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. I'm still with the old computer. I've got a new microphone, which I like, but yeah, that didn't go quite according to plan. But we deal with these things. What happens, happens, and we get on with it. So I just thought the series deserved a finale. It deserved a final episode so that anybody who watched the rest of it could actually have some closure. Watch the final episode and it's all finished. This stream will be uploaded to the YouTube channel, Marco Universe Plays, just to finish off the series. And I am intending on putting up some videos on there of other little gameplays that I might try out. There's a couple of games that I've played a bit of that couldn't really stand a hold up to a full playthrough, but maybe a little spotlight episode or something like that wouldn't go astray. There's a few games I would like to feature if people haven't seen or haven't considered that they might like. Most of the games seem to be whatever's popular on Steam at the time, so it's nice to see other games that people aren't actually all over Steam. Oh, look at that little thing moving so fast through space. The payloads go so quick compared to the rockets. Payload of what's in it? Bog jelly heading to the tree. Yes. Oh, that's all been smashed. Look at that. Look at that. It's all smashed to bits. I'm waiting for this to burst and leak everywhere. That would be great. When it explodes everywhere. I don't know why I say that would be great, because it really wouldn't. But yeah, we were trying to run this just on the power of the volcanoes, but I ended up coming in and sticking in this reactor. And I tried to do a system where we could control the amount of uranium that gets in it, but then it doesn't get the right temperature. It seems to need that uranium in it to actually reach decent temperatures. If you limit the amount of uranium it can have access to, then it doesn't seem to get hot enough. I wanted to just have maybe like 6 turbines instead of 10. But it didn't really work. And this is gonna go wrong eventually. This is gonna overflow to there. That will be that. Let's get back up here. I don't want to miss Ellie hitting this temporal tear. I think you get a warning anyway. In flight to empty space, 0.7 cycles. Yeah, she's going to go to there, and then she's got one more tile to go. Okay. Oh, there's that way suit we left there. Oh well. Sure, it doesn't matter. There's idleness everywhere. Sorry, I know you're idle. There's not a lot I can do about it. I mean, you can take idleness off of the system so it doesn't care. It doesn't keep warning you about idleness. At the beginning of the game, you don't want your dupes idle, you want them working. But at this point in the game, I really don't care. Now take all the time off you want, guys. Oh, look, they murdered all of these. Look at that. We come to get some eggshell from there. thought you could reach it through there. That was the whole point of putting it there. Never mind. Oh, he was probably actually working on here. Just ran to get the eggshells. It was quicker. I could probably send the eggshell further on. Look at all these Atmos suits piling up, waiting to go down. I wonder how many dupes are actually out. If you don't know how many's out, you don't know how many suits you can re-add to the system, you know. I can click deliver suit and it will put one in. And then all these suits will move down one. There you go. But I don't want to block it because otherwise anybody out that's in a suit can't get back in. That one's got a suit. Someone's harvested this stuff, so that's good. I think this is doing something, is it? Seems like it has its own little satellite dish on it. I was trying to control them with these, but it didn't work, so I gave up on that. Ellie is now there. She's in flight to empty space in 0.5 of a cycle. So we lasted to 2,402 cycles. Maybe we'll make it to 2,403. That'd be a nice number, wouldn't it? For a playthrough. A decent amount of time. There's still a few tiles we never actually explored. Crikey, I thought we explored them all, but there's a couple there as well, I noticed. There's a gas giant and radioactive gas cloud. There's a meteor storm coming in. There's the gilded. That's the one I was looking for all that time. Oh my word. And then we finally found it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another one somewhere in one of those areas that I didn't explore yet. But never mind. 0.4 cycles. I'm getting excited. Got our 2402 report ready. Let's check our report. Calorie generation. Stress change. Disease status 0. Errands. Loads of errands. 771 errands. Domesticated critters 214. I think that's including all the fish though. They're classed as oxygen generation. We made a load. Oh, what was that power wasted one? I think we're just basically using all the power we're making. Crikey. I want to go back to the star map, please. Yeah. As Ellie is 0.3 cycles away from this from it. But I didn't know if she would have enough movement speed to even get there without landing back at Lavini and refueling. But that would have made the episode a lot longer. I just wanted to see if she had enough power just to get straight there. I think we just about made it. One more second and I wouldn't have been able to change direction before she moved the tile in the wrong direction. Which would have meant that she would have had to have dropped at Lavini to refuel. We've had a little look back at things that we've made along the way. And the different characters that we had for our little team. Including the one that lived in a crate. Thought that was quite a nice idea, story mission thing. There's a few news story parts that they've added in the latest update. They've changed the way critters behave now, so they eat depending on their mood, I suppose you'd call it. And they breed based on the mood, should I say. It's like if they're very happy, then they will breed, they will lay an egg. If they're not happy, they won't. And if they're not hungry, they won't eat. So yeah, that's a lot. So better, I think. It might make the farms more viable. The animals consume when they're hungry and consume more when they're hungry and consume less when they're not so hungry. That's a bit more computing power though, which might cause more lag. But in flight to empty space in 45 seconds. Wow. Ellie is heading into the temporal tear. And after 2,403 cycles and 134 episodes of Oxygen Not Included, I would like to say thank you very, very much for joining me. Thank you very, very much for watching. And from Ellie, and from myself, and from the rest of the crew, I bid you all farewell. Thank you for coming. And Ellie enters Temple Tear. Let's see. Does she enter it? How does she get in? Oh no, I clicked on the wrong thing. Space Station L. Enter the Temporal Tear. Seems your game has encountered an error. Well, that suits this playthrough, really, doesn't it? Ellie's entered the Temporal Tear, and that is the end of this playthrough. There was no huge explosion of doom, which actually suits it because it means Ellie is still out there somewhere in space. And I thank you very much for coming. I thank you very, very much for watching. And I'll catch you next time. Cheers.